Why do I like crossing land borders? I do not really have a clear answer. Maybe it's because it's unpredictable. Unlike flying into a country where everything is structured, controlled, and expected, crossing a land border you have never been to feels completely different. That feels like opening a blind box. You never know what's waiting on the other side. And that is exactly what I'm about to experience. I embarked on an incredible 11 days journey, traveling across 3 Southeast Asian countries: Cambodia, Thailand, and Malaysia, all the way back to Singapore. The highlights of this trip are the land border crossing between Cambodia and Thailand, and subsequently Thailand and Malaysia. This trip isn't a planned one. I just packed a bag and went, chasing 2 border crossings by land, experiencing bizarre detours and unforgettable flavors.
Now is 7:30.
Come with me as I dive into the sights, culinary sounds, and festive joy of this spontaneous trip. Today, I'm crossing the land border from Thailand to Malaysia. From Dannok on the Thai side to Bukit Kayu Hitam on the Malaysian side. This is one of the busiest overland crossing in the region, connecting the 2 countries along a major highway route. But first, I need to go to Dannok. I am coming from Hat Yat, which is about 60 kilometers away from the border. I take a minivan from Hat Yat bus terminal, heading south towards the edge of Songkhla province. As I travel deeper south, I can't help but to think about the reputation of this region. Southern Thailand is often perceived as less safe, even among local Thais. But from what I see so far, it feels more like a perception than reality. After about an hour on the road, I finally arrived in Dannok, a small border town, and for tonight, this is where I stay. It is better to cross the land border during the day to avoid complications. But that also means walking under the scorching sun. I am not sure how exposed the other side will be, so I come prepared. Sunscreen on, and a scarf around my neck for protection. I check out of my hotel, collect my passport that was withheld last night. And now, I'm officially heading to the border. This crossing is known as the Sadao or Dannok border. It sits just outside the town, less than 100 meters away.
Right over there. Wow.
In fact, this is one of the most convenient land border I have experienced. No transport needed, just a short walk and you are there. Now, I'm curious, if the Thailand side is that easy, will the Malaysian side be the same? Before I leave, I take one last look at Dannok. And with that, it is time to step out of Thailand and into Malaysia. It is now 12 PM local time as I arrive at the Dannok Sadao land border. I clear the Thai immigration without any issues. The process is simple, just the usual passport check and stamp. I don't usually do too much research before a journey like this. I prefer to keep that blind box experience, so everything feels more real and more surprising. Right now, I don't even exactly know how to proceed after clearing custom. But based on my previous crossing at Padang Besar, I know I need to move towards the no man's zone between the 2 countries. with about 1 kilometer separating the two checkpoints. A covered walkway, most likely guiding travelers across the Malaysian side. I walk along the covered walkway, with cars and heavy trucks speeding past me. Unlike my previous crossing at Padang Besar, I seem to be the only person walking here. That makes me wonder, maybe this border is not designed for pedestrian. But I'm already halfway through. There is no turning back now. The Malaysian checkpoint is getting closer. Right in front of me is the Malaysian immigration complex. The building looks massive. This place seems to built to handle huge volumes of vehicle, car, buses and trucks, which makes sense because this is the main land gateway between Thailand and Malaysia. Alright, time to switch off the camera. Better not take any risk before entering immigration. Once I step outside, my biggest concern immediately become real. There is nothing here. No town, no shop, no clear transport option. I open my Grab app, no cars nearby. In front of me is a long, endless highway. So I keep moving forward while refreshing my Grab app at the same time, hoping something or anything shows up on my app. Then suddenly, I spot something ahead, a highway service station. That looks like a relief for me. At least, I don't have to walk all the way to town. I walk towards the station and finally see taxi waiting.
Okay, Changlun. Yeah.
The taxi driver quoted me 30 ringgit to Changlun.
Berapa? How much? Yeah, okay, 30 ah.
I just want to get out of this place as soon as possible.
Okay, hi. Hello.
I don't really know how much about this place I've just entered. On the Malaysian side of the border, directly opposite Dannok in Thailand, this area is called Bukit Kayu Hitam. Unlike Dannok, which feels like a proper town, Bukit Kayu Hitam feels almost empty. There is barely any visible settlement around. So I start to understand where I actually am. Bukit Kayu Hitam is a small border town in the state of Kedah, right at the northern tip of peninsular Malaysia. The nearest town from the border is Changlun, located about 10 to 15 kilometers away. Changlun is a small but strategic town in the state of Kedah. It sits just south of the Thailand-Malaysia border and serves as a key transit point between the two countries. The town has a population of about 18 to 19,000 people, making it relatively small and quiet. It is also located about 38 kilometers from Alostar, the capital of Kedah. As my car approaches Changlun, I notice something interesting. The buildings in the town center looks new, clean and well planned. There is hardly anything that feels old here.
Okay.
Maybe the only exception is the bus terminal. It has a slightly dated look, a contrast to the rest of the town. And this is where I get dropped off. Right at the bus terminal in the middle of Changlun. The bus ticket offices are located on the second floor of the terminal. They are selling bus ticket to Ipoh, my destination for today.
What time?
I quickly ask for a ticket. The next bus is at 4:45 p.m. That means I would only reach Ipoh around 9 p.m.
Maybe I should try the train instead.
No time to lose. I immediately book a Grab.
Bye.
My next destination is Arau, in the state of Perlis. I believe this is the nearest train station from where I am. The distance between Changlun and Arau is about 20 kilometers. And the ride takes roughly 20 minutes. I am not sure if there will be any train connection when I arrive. Arau is actually the royal town of Perlis, a quiet but important railway stop in northern Malaysia. As the car moves away from Changlun, I start to realize something. This whole journey no longer feels like a strict border crossing. It feels more like exploring northern Malaysia at a deeper level, state by state, town by town. But this is just a touch and go trip. There is no time to slow down. Outside the window, the scenery becomes more pleasant and open. Finally, I arrive at Arau railway station. The Grab ride from Changlun to Arau costs 22 ringgit. And it drops me safely at the KTM station. I'm still quite confused at the train station, especially with the instruction from the ticket counter.
Ke Ipoh?
Ipoh. Tiket lah.
Huh?
Tiket guna mesin.
Huh? Mesin lah?
I am told to use the ticket machine instead. Thankfully, a staff member quickly guides me through how it works. I don't fully understand all the details, but I just follow the instructions. I end up buying a KTM Komuter ticket instead of an ETS ticket. Only later do I realize the difference. ETS tickets are more limited in seats, more structured, and usually require earlier booking, while commuter trains are more flexible and frequent. For traveling between northern Malaysian states, commuter is usually the preferred option. It is cheaper, runs more frequently, and does not require advance reservation. Once I secure my train ticket, I start to feel more at ease. Entering the station feels more controlled and organized. I board the train at 3:24 p.m. Finally, I can slow down for a moment and enjoy the journey. Outside the train window, I see endless paddy field stretching across northern Malaysia. Unfortunately, the train windows are just too dirty to capture proper photographs. To reach Ipoh, I need to change train at Bukit Mertajam. I have been here before, so the surrounding feels familiar. The next connecting train arrives at 5:52. So I have a short waiting period at the train station before continuing my trip. In total, I travel about 15 kilometers from Dannok to Changlun, another 20 kilometers from Changlun to Arau, and finally around 280 kilometers from Arau to
so
Ipoh.
Tiring. The time now is 7:30 p.m. Oh.
That makes roughly 305 kilometer land border journey in a single day. And now it is around 7:30 p.m. I started this journey at 12 p.m. A total of about 7.5 hours on the move.
Thank you.
And now I finally step out of Ipoh railway station.
Oh my god, it's raining.
Earlier, there was heavy rain. Even the train station ceiling was leaking slightly. But now, the sky has cleared. Thank you for coming along for this entire land border crossing experience. If you enjoyed this journey, feel free to leave a like and drop a comment. And if you are new here, consider subscribing for more travel stories like this across Southeast Asia and beyond. And with that, the journey ends here. I have now arrived in Ipoh, the food capital of Malaysia. And from here, I plan to slow down a little and fully enjoy the city famous street food scene. Stay tuned.